This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, I'd like to call to order the Lafayette Historic Preservation Commission meeting of October 26, 2020. First on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Everyone's had a chance to read the minutes. Any corrections or additions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
This is Glenn Vick, and I'll make that motion.
Great, thanks, Glenn.
Kevin Clinker, second.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, and I'll do a roll call for votes. Let's see how this works. Sean?
Sean votes yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Shauna?
Yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin?
Aye.
Patty?
I vote yes.
Okay. And is Amy with us yet?
Yes, I vote yes, Amy.
And Kurt?
Kurt votes yes.
Okay, and I also vote yes, motion carries. Moving on the agenda, there's no items under new business. Did the Public Relations and Education Committee meet?
No, they did not.
Okay, great. Next on the agenda, we have the District Committee report, but I'd like to change the agenda a little bit and get through some of our COAs in the beginning part of the meeting. So let's move on to the COA committee. Did the COA committee meet?
Yes, we did on October 21st.
Great, Kurt, go on ahead and proceed with the cases.
Okay, the first item we'll look at tonight is 530 Main Street. I've broken this application down into 4 different areas. The first one is windows. They're pretty much replacing all of the windows on the second and third floors of the Main Street and on the 6th Street facades. They are using and they're in pretty bad shape, and they need to be replaced. The replacement window is going to be the Marvin Ultima replacement windows, which we have approved in the past. The color, it has an aluminum clad on the exterior, and the color is going to be black. And just a note that on the North 6th Street elevation, the second floor windows will not be replaced at this time, but we expect that they will be replaced within a year. So we're going to go ahead and approve those so they don't have to come back within the next year. The style is going to be exactly like the existing, with the arch tops, and around the back of the building there's rectangular windows. So whatever style is there now will be the same style as the replacement. The next thing to look at is on the North 6th Street elevation. There is a new, on the left-hand side of that elevation, there is a new little brick wall and steps. They're turning the steps 90 degrees to create a landing outside the door, which there currently isn't one. And they're also replacing that door. The bricks will be painted the same color that they're going to be painting the building. So they'll paint the building and those bricks at the same time using the same paint. The door was some additional information that we requested, and it is a metal clad door, but it's not like the hollow metal industrial type. It's more of a residential metal clad door. It's half glass and it has a panel at the bottom, and I'm sure that will be painted as well. There's a bunch of railings that are going along the roof edge and balconies on the back side of the building. The railings are a black metal that really resemble the building that's right to the west of this building, has some new railings on it. And they look pretty much identical, as well as what's on the Cracker Factory railings there, which are a little bit older. But we've approved this style in the past as well. And the last thing on the list is a new penthouse that's going up on the roof. And this penthouse will be visible from the public way. So during COA, we asked them to do some modifications of the penthouse design. It was just one big rectangular cube or square or whatever you want to call that. And we said, why don't you take the ceilings down where you don't have, the elevator is going to be going up to the roof level. So I said, why don't you take the rooms not involved with the elevator down to about an 8-foot ceiling, and then have the elevator height of that part of the building just be what the elevator company is requesting. And they have come back, if you look at the new elevations, they have fixed those. So the applicant, Mr. Grimes, has complied with what we wanted to, additional information we wanted to see. I'm satisfied with that. And so the COA committee is recommending approval.
Great. Dan, do you have some comments you'd like to make for us?
I don't think Dan's here, John.
Okay. All right. Well, are there any questions or comments from the commission?
Well, I'll add one little thing here. That Dan was also in agreement with me that we need to lower the mass of the building as much as we can. And Sean, you had the same thought about the windows being, the mullions are recessed, or what was your comment there, Sean?
That they were true mullions, not just strips, but actually coming forward from the glass. The other thing we talked about was the set of steps on the 6th Street side. They're turning those to make that entrance more easily accessible for the new residents that are going to live upstairs. The one thing I did request was that the limestone steps that are there, that they try and turn them and use them when they recreate this set of steps. And then if that proves to not be feasible, then to talk to us again.
Okay, great.
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt real quickly, because John Burns, if you can turn the volume down on your speakers, we won't have feedback, I think. Are you able to do that on your computer? That's what I was told anyway. Because we're getting an echo on everything, and apparently it's coming from your speakers, according to our IT staff.
One moment.
Sounds like it's better already.
Yeah.
Do you still hear the feedback when I talk?
No, now it's good. We were hearing it even on Kurt's, so that's much better. Can you still hear us?
I can.
Okay, good. All right, well then let's keep going. There was something else I was going to say. I'm sorry, I got distracted because I got a text during the middle of this from someone who's trying to watch it on YouTube and having trouble seeing it. But Glenn, you're watching it on YouTube, right?
No, I didn't want to say anything, but it's just showing the picture of downtown Lafayette, the courthouse, and the Chase building and the pedestrian bridge. It's not giving me any live feed.
So Andy, is there something wrong with the YouTube feed? Do we know?
Yeah,
While they're
we're
looking at,
actually troubleshooting that right now, but I would hate to see you hold up the meeting for that. We'll have it recorded and we'll be able to post it after the fact. It's
Okay.
unfortunate, but I
Okay.
should hold the meeting.
Got it.
I do have a question, John, for Sean. You said you suggested that those stairs be moved to the petitioner. Was the petitioner in agreement?
Yeah, they told us that their goal is to take those limestone steps, because the limestone steps that they're referring to here are actually in pretty good shape. So they're going to try and turn them to match the new, you know what I mean, configuration. But my request was that if that doesn't work out, then they can come back and talk to us about what to do. And I was going to also suggest, if the commission found it more feasible, to leave it up to the judgment of Dan Kaiser, but he's not here, so.
I just wondered if you captured that on the record, that they had agreed that that was a condition, what have you.
Kevin, this is Pat Grimes. Yeah, we're in agreement with that. We obviously have to put a new landing in, but the steps we remove, we're gonna try to surgically remove those to preserve them and use them as the steps when we turn that entrance to the side.
Sounds great. I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
I think my dog approves too.
Thanks, Kevin. That's a good point.
Great. Is there any other discussion from any other commission members? Okay, Pat, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, the owner's still pretty excited about this project and what it can help for downtown. I know in the packet we submitted, we didn't need to, but Chad had some examples of what he's going to paint the building to look like, and I think it's pretty complimentary what a downtown building should look like. So that's in that packet as well. So we're offering two. We should have the building pretty safe here in the next month or so, and we're hoping that we can get some of you to come over and take a look while we're still have stuff opened up and you know, before we start covering a few things up inside again.
Yeah, that sounds
That would
great.
be fantastic. I'd welcome the opportunity to take a look at it before renovation.
Likewise.
Field trip.
Yeah.
There's candy there too.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, if there's no further questions, would someone like to make a motion?
This is Kevin Klinko. I'll make a motion for adoption.
Thanks, Kevin. In a second.
I'll second that.
Thanks, Julie. All right, so I'll do a roll call on votes again. Whoever seconded that, sorry. Sean, how do you vote?
Sean votes yes.
Okay, Julie.
Yes for approval.
Shauna.
I vote yes.
Glenn.
I vote yes.
Kevin.
Aye.
Patty.
I vote yes.
Amy.
I vote yes.
And Kurt.
Kurt votes yes.
And I vote yes as well. Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, Pat. You're
Yeah, thanks, Pat. We look forward to
Thank you,
hearing
Pat,
more about the
everyone.
project.
We'll keep you all in the loop.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Tell Chad thank you too.
Kurt, go on ahead.
All right, next on the agenda is 316 Main Street. This building is got a very large west-facing elevation that is leaking. And so they need to do something there to stop the building from leaking. The existing finish is not an original finish. It's some type of plaster or parge coat or even an EFIS coat. There you go. Thank you, John. You can see that there are a grid pattern in the existing that's about 20 by 20. And what they are proposing to do is frame this out. So there's going to be some framing behind a new finished material. So it's going to stick out about 2 inches or so. And they are proposing this hardy vertical siding product in a 4x8 size with a stucco finish. The trim,
which I have a sample of, sorry, right here. Oops.
and
that's the color.
Then is that the color? Yeah.
Yes. It's called architectural beige.
The little trim pieces creating the grid, like I said, they're existing right now in about a 20 by 20 grid, but of course they're going to be using 4x8 panels. So the grid trim pieces in between the panels will be 4x8 in lieu of 20 by 20. And
I don't think those are 20 by 20s. I think they're more like 10 by 10s.
10 by 10s. Okay. Well, just
yeah.
That's going to be the most obvious change.
Yes, right.
Is the grid pattern on that. And it's this hardy panel, pre-finished cement vertical siding is basically its official description. So like I said, they're putting some framing in behind there and probably some waterproofing and this kind of stuff, and then they're applying these panels to that framing, so it will stick out approximately about 2 inches more than it does now. Dan's main concern was, well, what happens up at the coping up at the very top? And during COA, we discussed what they were going to do, and they're actually going to remove, there you can kind of see it there, it's that tile coping there. They're actually going to remove those. They're going to flash up the wall surface and then under those tiles the way it should be, and then reinstall the existing coping tiles. So that solution was acceptable to Dan, and the COA committee is recommending approval.
Very good. Are there any questions or comments from the commission?
I have a quick question, Kurt. So was it determined that the water was coming from the coping at the top? I understand how they're going to cover it, but have they determined the fix to stop the water?
Patty, I'm not 100% sure. I believe it's from cracks in the wall rather than the coping.
That's what they said, was from the cracks. Here.
And there's a bunch of ivy growing on the wall. That's not helping the situation.
Here, this will show it really well. There's a lot of cracks in this wall. See that?
Right.
And they had someone look at it, and that's what they determined was that the leaks were coming from the cracks in the joints.
But I'm just, maybe I'm not understanding, gentlemen, but are they just covering it up, or are they repairing those cracks? Okay.
They're covering.
I mean, will there'll be a water problem?
Patty, I imagine that they're going to have to fix the cracks or fix the problem with caulk or
right
on it, and then they're going to apply a new finish over the top of that repair.
Okay. That makes me feel better. I mean, it looks like a great product to put over it, but you don't want to have to tear that off and repair it again.
Right.
Thanks, Kurt.
Yeah, as much as I like the ivy, it's not a friend to building material often. Is that their responsibility and they're removing that as well? Because it looks like it's right on the property line. I assume they have to get rid of all that vegetation.
Yeah, they will.
And Kurt, is the applicant here?
No, we told them
No,
they have to
we-
come.
Yeah, we said you don't need to come. I can take care of this, and John and I can take care of this. So we thought it was a very good solution. And like I said, with all leaks, we knock on wood that they will achieve what they're trying to achieve. So
Great. Anything else from other commission members?
I'll move for
someone like to
approval.
make a motion? All right, thanks, Kevin. I have a second.
I'll second.
Thanks, Patty. All right, let me do a roll call. Sean?
Sean votes yes.
Julie?
Julie votes yes for approval.
Shauna?
I vote yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin?
Aye.
Patty?
Yes.
Kurt?
Kurt votes yes.
And Amy?
Amy votes yes.
And I also vote yes. Thank you very much. All right. Go on ahead, Kurt.
Okay, last one on the list for tonight is 20 North 3rd Street, the county office building. And I think they're on their, and we're talking, there you go. Thank you, John. We're talking the floor finish, exterior floor finish underneath the main entryway there. I think originally it was some type of faux wood finish. And then they went back and they put these brick stripes or something in there and made it kind of look like brick and tile. And since the sidewalk project now has created a lot of damage to this area, what they want to do is remove what they have there now and replace it with a different finish. Now there is habitable space underneath this, so they can't just demo the whole thing. They're just going to demo about 3/4 of an inch of the existing and then just pour back new in that 3/4 of an inch. And the drawing that John has up here, you can read it here. Overlay to be gray, slightly darker than the existing concrete sidewalks installed as part of the streetscape, with a 10-inch contrasting color band compatible with the building brick or the streetscape pavers. So it's going to be a red brick band. As you can see there, the 10-inch just around the exterior. There's some expansion joints that they have to keep, and they're going to probably put some new ones in. But there won't be any of this faux brick stripes or the faux wood look that they had before. It'll just look like gray concrete with some red brick band, red brick color band.
Yeah, color. It won't look like brick. It'll probably just look like color. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't. Yeah, it won't be individual or look like individual brick. It'll just be solid red color band. So the COA committee has recommended approval of this.
Are there any questions or comments for any other commission members? All right, I just had one question. It says that the overlay is to be gray, slightly darker than the existing concrete. Is it just a poured concrete slab? I mean, are they stamping it, or what is it?
It's an overlay material that is some kind of a cementitious material. It's exactly what's there now. It's the same kind of a product. It's just, it'll be more of a, the only reason we said the gray color a little darker than the sidewalk is because we aren't going to try to match the color of the concrete. It's going to come in a little darker than the original concrete. But hopefully it'll look like the same kind of concrete that, I mean, right now, most people look at that and think that's concrete. An overlay material. It'll be the same material, just different colors, basically.
Thanks, John. Can you guys hear me? I'm getting a lot of feedback.
Sounded like a elevated train was going by someone's house or something. Well, John, you work in that building. Oh yeah, you got to work in that building every day. Is that good with you, Mr. Burns?
I go in the parking garage entrance.
Oh, okay. Well, you go to lunch.
Yeah. If there's no other discussion, does anybody like to make a motion for this petition?
So moved, John.
Yeah.
Oh. I'll second Julie's.
Perfect. Did you get that, John? I don't know if John, are you still with us?
I got it.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to go through the roll call vote. Sean?
Sean votes yes.
Julie?
I vote yes.
Shauna?
I vote yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin?
Aye.
Patty?
Yes,
Amy?
Amy votes yes.
And Kurt?
Kurt votes yes.
All right, and I also vote yes. Very good.
Thank you.
And that wraps up our COA section. With that, we can move on to the district committee. John, Donna, I don't know who wants to introduce these. I'll leave it up to you, both of you two, to figure that out.
It's however you want to do it. Let me know.
Well, we have 13 properties in 6 districts that came in front of the committee last week. I'll let John introduce them all, but the committee recommends for approval for all of these districts.
And I scribbled some notes during the district committee meeting that Dan had said, and I'll try to read my fast scribbles. He's not here with us.
John, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
If you wonder why these are all crumpled and corrected, that is because they were in my messenger bag, so I apologize for that. And I want to extend my appreciation to John for getting these all in proper order.
That's all right. I want to thank Sean for getting all of these and doing a lot of the legwork. So thank you, Sean. Because none of these would have happened if he hadn't have done that. Because I certainly didn't have time to go out and recruit all these new districts. So appreciate that a lot. Okay, so the first district is for what we're going to call Centennial because it's in the Centennial National District, 420 North 5th Street. This is the petition. That's the legal description that we're required to have that will also be a part of the ordinance. The petition is not part of the ordinance that goes to City Council, but the legal description and then the images and the map are. And then the Exhibit B, which is in reference to the ordinance, there was no official Exhibit A other than, I guess, the legal description, is the boundary of the map. So you can see the district here on 5th Street. The other district on 5th Street, that's right here. So this one isn't considered contiguous, so couldn't be part of that district. It had to be its own. And then this is the image of the house in the front. It needs some work, but it's got, Dan says, a lot of its original historic fabric is still there. It's an original style with limestone under the lintels and brick masonry. He's not sure that the windows are original, but they're, they are what they are. The side view, which is the south side, you can see the brackets and the cornice. And then this is the west side, the very back, with what appears as an addition, but Dan wasn't 100% sure if it was original or not. It's obviously been sided. And then you can see a closer up detail of the brackets on the house. So Dan said it was definitely worthy of being designated as a local district. And it's listed actually as notable in the interim report from 1991. So
Okay, great. Are there any questions from the commission? And are any of the applicants here with us, John, for the
No.
districts?
No, they're not. When I sent all of them, the whole long email I send them and say, here's what the process is. I said, if anybody wants to be a part of any of these meetings, just let me know. And no one reached out to me. So I told them I made it, they didn't have to be at the meetings.
No problem.
They were welcome.
This aren't I?
Oh, I lied. Julie's here, of course.
I was gonna say, Julie gave
She's got 2 properties in one of the later ones. Sorry about that, Julie. I didn't do an email because I figured you know the process pretty well.
She doesn't need to recuse, does she? Or I guess maybe she does.
Well, on mine, I will recuse on mine. So.
Yeah, hers are in the last one that has a total of 7 properties involved. Okay. So
Okay.
this one, she's totally fine.
I think we need to do a vote for each district. So would someone like to make a motion for this?
Yeah.
So moved.
Thanks, Kevin. A second?
I'll second. Julie.
All right. And Sean, how do you vote?
Sean votes yes.
Julie?
Julie votes yes.
Shauna?
I vote yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin?
Aye.
Patty?
I vote yes.
Amy?
I vote yes.
And Kurt?
Kurt votes yes.
Did Amy come through?
I'll say yes again. Amy votes yes.
Thank you, Amy. Motion carries. Motion passes. All right, you want to go on with the next district, John?
Sure. The next one is an individual district. Let's see, of the 6 new districts, 4 are in the St. Mary's National District. 3 of them are individual properties, and 1, as I said, is a grouping of 7 contiguous properties. So this is one of the 3 individual St. Mary's districts, and this is St. Mary's / 116 Columbia Street. The owner is Victoria Bollock. I forgot to mention that last owner was, is that one Jason Connor, Sean, right? The last one?
The one we just did,
Yes.
that was Jeff Atkinson.
Oh, that's right, Jeff Atkinson. Sorry.
And then
Okay.
John, the address is 1116. You said 116 again.
I'm sorry, I keep screwing that up. I did change it on the, I changed it on the thing, John, that you printed out last time, but I can't remember if it got fixed on here or not. Anyway, I'll make sure it's right. Yes, thank you. It's 1116. This is the beautiful Italianate house with a second Empire Tower. I'm quoting Dan, by the way. Makes me sound smart. It's directly across the street from St. Mary's Cathedral. It's a beautiful house. I'm sure you've all seen it. There's the sides. Has a beautiful little carriage house, but we only have 1 photo. I want to try to get some additional photos of the sides for it. And a beautiful wrought iron fence that you can see here as well. So let's see, it's listed as outstanding or rated as outstanding in the interim report. And Dan said it's definitely worthy of local historic designation.
Great. Any questions from the commission?
John, I move for approval.
Thanks, Kevin. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thanks. And roll call. Sean?
Sean votes yes.
Julie?
Julie votes yes.
Shauna?
I vote yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin?
Aye.
Patty?
I vote yes.
Amy?
Amy votes yes.
Kurt,
Kurt votes yes.
and I also vote yes. Motion passes.
You. Okay, the next one is for another individual district, St. Mary's, 1431 Columbia Street. This is, let's take a look here. There's the legal description. There's the property. This is right after the split of Maine and Columbia. And that's an image of the house from the front. And there's a side view, kind of a steep side view. There's the back. This one is listed as contributing. The porch is not, Dan pointed out, the porch is probably not original, but he has enough of the character of the original house that it's still worthy of the local district designation. And the committee recommended, as Shauna said, approval, or recommended approval from the commission.
Great, thanks, John. Is there any discussion or questions from the commission?
I'll move for approval.
Thanks, Kevin. Do I have a second? Okay, we'll do a roll call. Sean?
Sean votes yes.
Julie?
Julie votes yes.
Donna?
I vote yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin?
Aye.
Patty?
Yes, from Patty.
Amy?
Amy votes yes.
Kurt?
Kurt votes yes.
Great, and I also vote yes. And it passes. Go on ahead, Kurt.
Next one is.
Or I'm sorry, John, not Kurt.
Oh, that's all right. The next one is another individual for 1501 Main Street. Up the street on the Main Street portion of where it splits from the one you just saw. The other one we just voted on was right here under that note. This one is here. So again, they couldn't be one. And this is an image of the home. It's a beautiful home. There's the front with the original front entry. There's some side views, back views. The garage is probably not original, but probably is still historic in its own right. Dan said this is a federal style with lots of original fabric, with the original side lights and door frames on the main entrance, and it's listed as notable in the interim report, and definitely worthy of designation as a local district.
Great. Are there any questions from the commission?
John, what was it contributing, did you say?
Yeah. Actually, this one was listed as notable.
Notable. All right. Thank you.
And this is right next to the old fire museum?
It's not right next to it. Kevin, here's the fire station. It's it's the third property down. It's right.
Yeah, it borders the alley.
Yeah.
Good. With any luck, maybe continue on down.
Yeah, well, hopefully in the next month or sometime here in the future, we're having trouble finding the legal description for the fire station. Nobody has it.
Uh-oh.
This property, 1507, he's also interested. So we're looking at making this its own district in a future meeting, but not this month. Okay, so that's it on that one.
Okay, is there any other questions from the commission?
I'll move for adoption.
Great, thanks, Kevin. Do I have a second?
I'll second. This is Shauna.
Thanks, Shauna. And we'll do a roll call. Sean?
Sean votes yes.
Julie?
Julie votes yes.
Shauna?
I vote yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin,
Aye.
Patty,
I vote yes.
Amy,
Amy votes yes.
Kurt.
Kurt votes yes.
All right, and I also vote yes. Very good. Motion passes.
Great, thank you. The next one, which is our second to last, is now we're outside the St. Mary's district. We're in the Ellsworth district, right across from the county library at 624 and 626 South Street. So this is going to be called the local Ellsworth Howell Block Historic District. And then you've all seen these homes too. They're beautiful old row houses, Italianate in style. They are both, I rated, I believe, as outstanding. And Dan definitely said they're worthy of designation. So there's the legal descriptions. There's front and back. There's the back. That was 624. Here's 626, the front and the back. So that's it for those.
Okay. Are there any questions or discussion from the commission?
John, I'd
All
move.
right.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
I said I'd move for approval.
Oh,
Very good. Thanks. Do I have a second?
I'll second. Julie.
Thanks, Julie. All right, let's do a roll call. John,
Sean votes yes.
Julie,
Julie votes yes.
Shauna,
I vote yes.
Glenn,
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin,
Aye.
Patty,
I vote yes.
Amy,
Amy votes yes.
Kurt.
Kurt votes yes.
Great, and I also vote yes. Motion passes. Very good. And the last one?
the last one is the big one. This is the St. Mary's, and we're calling this the Upper Columbia Local Historic District. There is the grouping of homes: 1301, 1304, 1307, 1310, 1311, 1318, and 1321. Julie owns 1301 and 1307. They're both beautiful homes. Also, I'm going to repeat here what Dan said.
Julie, thank you for including those two.
Yes, definitely. So 1301, and Julie, if you want to say anything, chime in, feel free. Dan said that this federal style with lentils. The porch is probably a 1900 molded block addition. The dormers, he wondered, he wasn't sure if they were original, or at least maybe the ones on the front were, but the side ones, I don't know. Do you know that, Julie?
No, I don't, but I just purchased this one. It was a carriage house for mine, and I wanted to get it. So I really would like to do some work to the outside to make it look more original. And it's had that little shop built on in the front. But right now, that's where Tim is restoring windows down there. He's working windows. So, it's a nice little shop, but I know I just would like to do some more work to the exterior, especially the paint scheme and everything, and the porch. But right now, I've owned it maybe a year or 2 years now. So
yeah, it's an attractive structure, I think.
I like has a big garage. It was a carriage house. It went through so many changes through the years and so much destruction that I was really hoping to eventually get. So.
Well, and Dan said that there is enough historic fabric to contribute to the district for sure, and would be a nice addition as a local district. Okay. This one was listed as contributing.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to keep moving. 1304 is across the street. This is another beautiful Queen Anne. Nope, I lied. Foursquare or turn of the century revival craftsman style. The garage is older, but an addition. or has been modified, but he said the house is definitely worthy of listing. And this is owned by Jane Turner and Carl Baker. And he said it's worthy of being locally designated, for sure. It's a beautiful property. And I love the original cut stone, limestone cap wall.
So I don't have to make another motion because the district is all one district, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. Here I'm waiting and waiting. I'm sorry. Okay, next is 1307. This is the other property that's owned by Julie. It's a beautiful Queen Anne, fairly original. It's listed as notable in the interim report, and definitely worthy of the local designation. Love the chimney and the tower. Scallop work up on the top. So that's that one. Okay, then next is 1310 Columbia. This is actually a newer one. It was built in 1950. It's a ranch style, prairie style. Have multi-pane divides. They look original. It's listed as not contributing in the interim report, but that's because it wasn't 50 years old at the time. So now it definitely is, and Dan said he would list it as contributing, and he would recommend it as he believes it's worthy of local designation. The next one is 1311 Columbia. This is a colonial revival.
Excuse me, John, back to the last one. Is that typical tan ashlar stone brick masonry on the exterior?
I believe so, yes. That's what
you see it on all of those 1950s?
50s, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And then this is the colonial revival with a fair amount of the original detail, particularly the entry, the little Juliet balconies. It is listed as, oh, I don't remember. I can't remember. I didn't write it. Sorry. Oh, notable. Sorry, notable. And there's the back and sides. Okay, next is 1318, which is a beautiful Italianate. And it has a lot of the original brick paving on the sidewalk and the old limestone curb details. In need of some repair, but it's still got a lot of the original historic fabric. And so Dan definitely said this is worthy of historic local district status. And the last property on this grouping is 1321 Columbia Street. And this is a Queen Anne, has a lot of original detailing and character, plenty to preserve, and it would be good to be added to the local district, Dan said. That's
Is that it, John? Sorry.
That's it, yes.
Okay. Were there any questions or discussion from the commission?
Just want to thank all the folks for putting their properties in a plan.
I agree.
Yeah, and not only thanks again to Sean for helping to reach out to these folks, but we're fortunate to have so many people in our community who understand the value of having their property in the local district. This was a big district, 6 districts to swallow, but I think we're all very happy. So I'm glad to hear that.
And Kevin gets to sit through all of it again on the next 2 city council meetings.
Yes.
And Kevin is sponsoring. He's serving as our sponsor for those when we take those ordinances to the city council also.
Thank
Very
you, Kevin.
good. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Are there any other questions? If not, would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
Great. And second?
I'll second it, Shauna.
Thanks, Shauna. And let's do a roll call. Sean?
Sean votes yes.
Julie, are you
I'll
using
abstain.
or voting?
I'll abstain.
Okay. And Shauna?
I vote yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin?
Aye.
Patty?
I vote yes.
Amy?
Amy votes yes.
Kurt?
Kurt votes yes.
Very good. And I also vote yes. All right, the motion passes. Very good. I guess next on the agenda, we have a staff report. John, was there anything you wanted to add?
Only that I will be reaching out to the PR and Education Committee here. I think, Glenn, you said November would be a good time for you to meet. So probably right after the 1st of November, I'll reach out to try to schedule a meeting with all of you pretty quickly, okay?
Okay. Sounds
About
good.
the historic sign thing. So that's Glenn, Amy, and Kevin. Kevin, are you available for meetings during the day if we do a Zoom meeting or not?
No, I did, we are going to have some time off of work. I think put in the week after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Maybe later than you want it to be. So evenings are better for me typically.
Okay. And Glenn and Amy, would an evening meeting would be okay with the two of you?
It is, yes.
Okay. Like 6:30, 7, 5:30? I mean, earlier evening or later?
I'm flexible. It really doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Kevin, do you have a preference?
7.
Okay. Amy, is that all right?
Yeah, 7's fine for me.
Okay, I'll send out a couple of date options and I'll let you know. That's all I had tonight. I won't belabor this anymore. So.
Well, very good. Thank you, everybody. Does someone like to make a motion for adjournment?
I'll move
Sure.
that we adjourn.
I will second.
All right, thanks. All those in favor? Sean? I'm doing a roll call again here.
John.
Sean, can we leave and go good night?
Did I say? Oh, Sean votes yes.
Julie?
Julie votes yes.
Shauna?
I vote yes.
Glenn?
Glenn votes yes.
Kevin?
Aye and bye.
Patty?
I'm a yes.
And Amy?
Amy votes yes.
And Kurt?
Yes.
I vote yes. Thank you all. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Good job.
Thank you all.
Good night.
Good job.
Bye,
Good night.
everybody.